I started Zazazu as a TripAdvisor platform to empower, with the mission to empower women to own their sexual well-being, understand their body better. When I started the platform, I initially did a 500 women interview to understand what are some of your challenges in terms of sex. And I think back then I did a typical founder mistake to ask the wrong question. I started asking women, okay, if you were, because some of the answer from the women were, we don't have enough resources, we don't know, we can't Google, we don't know whether the information was legit. Then I started to ask them, if there were a TripAdvisor platform with all the information from doctor and so on, would you use it? Naturally, all women said they would. So with that answer, I actually started to build a platform. After doing the platform, we saw that the traffic were coming, but a lot of women, they stop by searching the content, but they never leads to a purchase. Let it be booking a consultation session, booking a buying a product, or buying an education piece, for example. And then we did, after 3 months, another research with the women who have been on the platform to understand why they didn't purchase. And then the answer were quite obvious from today's perspective. It's okay, I don't know how is your package going to be if this delivered to my place. I'm living with my mom. What my husband is going to think? Am I going to leave any trace in the internet? So the idea as such, just to demystify the taboo sex just like this, women are reluctant to put money inside. So after a while, we recognize, okay, we need to pivot. We need to normalize sex as such and not put this word sex into women's face. How can we do that? Let's get some wellness vendors on board. Let's massage sex smoothly into other activities. We collaborate, for example, with skincare product brands and with the narrative of, oh, do you want to have a glow job? Use this product. What else can give you a glow job? Go to Zazazu and X4. Sex obviously gives you a glow in the face. And then we collaborate with gym trainers to say, okay, let's not exercise only, but let's exercise. Let's train the muscle that is good for sex. We collaborate with F&B vendors. Let's have aphrodisiac evening. What kind of food actually enhance your sexual appetite? So these are fun themes, fun topics. We ended up with, I think, 40 vendors and had initially 5,000 women at that time signing up to become the member of the club. But then after a while, we recognized the service as such, women were more interested in to explore different kind of services from the vendor instead of going through the sexual well-being journey, the product that we have or the education pieces we have. So we actually, instead of empowering women to own their sexual well-being, we enabled other vendors to sell their products. And then at that time, it was quite a pivotal moment where I said, okay, what actually worked in the past 1.5 years? I found out that what really worked was the education piece. And that combined with the fact I'm very active in showing the result and advocating this cause in LinkedIn. And some of the corporate corporate companies actually reach out and saying, could you run a sexual health workshop for us, for women to understand? Some organization reach out saying, can we run a empowering women narrative workshop, not just empower women in the workplace, but also sexual empowerment is one of the aspects as well. So I thought, wow, maybe with the corporate model or business model, they were willing to pay, and that might be a more tangible approach instead of doing a club model. So we pivoted then from the club model into an education model. And this is where we currently are, not only to B2B, but also to help women we have broadened the narrative beyond just sex, but also into women's health, how to build confidence in your competence. But we never get rid of sex as such. One of our signature workshop everywhere is still building confidence. So confidence in the bedroom leads to confidence in the boardroom. So that women, and that is actually quite well perceived by corporates. And interestingly, is that when we run this workshop initially as for the general public, women are quite reluctant to sign up. They were shy. Oh, what are they going to share in that workshop? Bedroom, taboo. versus when the same workshop were run by the corporate, we were filled with participants and women. We found out one of the learning is that women feel more empowered when the higher force, let's say, let it be their gynecologist or let it be their employer, say, okay, we give you the endorsement, you are allowed to explore. Then women suddenly, they are unleashed, they're relieved, saying, okay, let's explore more confidently and freely. And this is where we currently are as the B2B education platform, and to help women tackle still taboo topics, but in a very different format.